The civil service exam is becoming increasingly popular in China, with many young people seeing a government job as their lifeline. However, the civil service system is made up of various departments. Some are low profile and relatively powerless, while others hold substantial authority. While most people have a general idea of this, the details are often unclear. Today we'll dive into this topic. It might seem a bit boring, so perhaps watch this before bed. It might help you fall asleep and at least serve that purpose. Today, we won't be explaining things from the highest level, but from the grassroots level of a county. Though counties in China are small administrative units, don't be fooled by their size, just like a sparrow that's small but fully functional. Every national department has a counterpart in even the smallest of counties. So, using a county as an example, we'll break down which departments hold real power and which are merely symbolic. Naturally, in different regions the same departments might go by different names, and with institutional reforms, new terminology is becoming more prevalent. Here, we'll stick to some of the more traditional names. There's a new term on the Chinese internet, Han Quan Liang, which, as the name implies, measures the level of power a department holds. To gauge the level of power within a functional unit, we need to consider four key factors: control over personnel, control over affairs, control over finances, and promotion opportunities. The most critical of these is the authority to appoint and remove personnel, making control over people the top indicator of power. Next is the authority to manage administrative matters, control over affairs. Then comes control over finances, because without funding nothing can get done. But why include promotion opportunities? In China, a department's importance is often linked to how frequently its leaders and staff are promoted. Some departments might seem to have little authority, but if their people are regularly promoted, it's a clear sign of their significance. For instance, during Hu Jintao's era, the Communist Youth League was a fast track for career advancement. Using these four indicators, we classify county-level power departments in China into 5 tiers. Tier 1, central power hubs that control personnel, affairs, and finances. Tier 2, departments that manage both affairs and finances, along with secondary party committee branches. Tier 3, departments that handle only affairs, without control over personnel or finances, or those that manage finances without overseeing personnel or affairs. Tier 4, departments with no control over personnel, affairs, or finances, but hold specific special approval powers. Tier 5, purely symbolic service organizations with no real power. The first tier includes units like the County Party Committee Office, the County Government Office, and the Organization Department. These departments are key for coordinating and implementing decisions made by the party committee and government. The County Party Committee Office supports the party committee, while the County Government Office assists the government. The Organization Department manages the evaluation and promotion of officials. Since these departments are closely aligned with leadership and deal with the county's most crucial matters, they control personnel, affairs, and finances. As a result, staff in these departments have the highest and fastest promotion opportunities. The director of the County Party Committee Office and the minister of the Organization Department are typically members of the County Party Committee's Standing Committee. The director of the County Party Committee Office is often a strong contender for the role of deputy county head. If a department head is transferred to become the director of the government office, it signifies a significant promotion, even if their formal rank remains the same. Similarly, if a junior staff member is moved from a regular department to one of these 3 key units, it effectively opens up a path for career advancement and is seen as a promising opportunity. The second tier consists of departments that handle both administrative affairs and financial matters. Typical examples include the Development and Reform Bureau, the Finance Bureau, and the Education Bureau. The Development and Reform Bureau handles a wide range of responsibilities including economic and social development strategies, major project approvals, industrial planning and layout, price regulation, and grain control. It typically has a large staff due to the breadth of its functions. The Finance Bureau does more than just handle finances. It is also responsible for tax policy planning, managing government-owned assets, overseeing government funds, and regulating lotteries, among other tasks. In essence, it deals with both financial and administrative matters. The Education Bureau oversees numerous schools and teaching positions, representing a substantial portion of a county's budget, often around half. This bureau handles considerable financial and human resources. School principals, who are often the subject of envy, generally show great respect to the section heads within the Education Bureau. Because of their significance, these bureaus are highly ranked in the government hierarchy. and their directors are often among the top candidates for promotion. In the second tier, there are also secondary government departments like the Propaganda Department, the United Front Work Department, the Communist Youth League, and the People's Congress Office. While these departments handle some administrative duties and do not manage personnel or finances, they are closely associated with the Party Committee and the People's Congress. Despite their smaller size and lighter workload, they offer more promotion opportunities compared to grassroots positions. Therefore, they are also categorized within the second tier based on their overall influence. The third tier consists of departments that either handle only administrative affairs without managing finances, or oversee finances without managing administrative tasks. For instance, the Public Security Bureau, which is quite familiar to us, manages administrative matters, but does not deal with financial management. Although it oversees population management, it does not involve itself in personnel management, so it does not fall under the category of controlling personnel. It might seem surprising to see the Public Security Bureau, a powerful department, categorized as a third-tier unit. However, while the Public Security Bureau may appear prominent at the local level, it often faces significant challenges. Within the Communist Party's administrative hierarchy, it is seen as a department handling tough and undesirable tasks. Although its staff may earn slightly higher salaries compared to other civil servants, its overall importance might not be as high. The Bureau is highly specialized and operates as a semi-closed system. Despite its real power, promotion opportunities are quite limited. For example, while the Bureau Chief often holds the rank of Deputy County Head, very few advance to positions like County Party Committee Standing Committee Member or County Head. In a county, both the Public Security Bureau and the Education Bureau hold the same administrative rank, but they differ greatly in size and promotion opportunities. The Public Security Bureau typically employs several hundred people, while the Education Bureau might only have 20 to 30 staff members. Advancing from the Public Security Bureau to a Deputy Division Chief position can be a lifelong struggle, with few achieving this promotion. In contrast, the Education Bureau offers more accessible promotion opportunities, often based on seniority. Although the Public Security Bureau wields significant authority, it lacks policy-making power and financial control, often needing to defer to the government. Despite its apparent power, it remains subordinate, which is why it is classified as a third-tier unit. Departments such as the Procuratorate, the Court, and the Justice Bureau also fall into this tier due to their high specialization and limited career advancement opportunities. This tier includes other departments like the Safety Supervision Bureau, the Land and Resources Bureau, the Planning Bureau, the Environmental Protection Bureau, the Food and Drug Administration, the Health Bureau, and the Agriculture, Forestry, and Water Resources Bureau. These departments have their own administrative approval powers and are closely tied to production and economic activities, often wielding significant influence. For example, the Safety Supervision Bureau can inspect businesses for safety compliance and enforce shutdowns if necessary. Similarly, the Environmental Protection Bureau can impose stringent environmental reviews, making it challenging for businesses to pass. The Land and Resources Bureau manages land, while the Planning Bureau oversees urban planning, both of which are deeply connected to the real estate sector and have been known for corruption issues. The fourth tier includes organizations that do not handle personnel, affairs, or finances, but have certain special approval powers. This category primarily consists of mass organizations such as the Supply and Marketing Cooperative, the Disabled Persons Federation, the Federation of Industry and Commerce, the Women's Federation, the Association for Science and Technology, and the Writers Association. These organizations are quasi-public institutions, meaning they follow a management system similar to that of civil servants. Their functions are highly specialized with minimal staff and relatively light workloads, often serving as retirement or caretaker positions. Although these organizations generally offer few promotion opportunities, they do have some lesser-known powers and benefits. For example, the Supply and Marketing Cooperative has a unique approval authority for waste material collection. If you want to open a waste collection station, you need their approval. Given the industry's history of corruption, this approval process can be quite lucrative. Similarly, the Disabled Persons Federation manages issues related to people with disabilities. Large companies are legally required to employ a certain number of disabled individuals. To avoid this, some companies might seek out the Disabled Persons Federation to arrange disability certificates for healthy employees, effectively sidestepping the law. For instance, the Writers Association is a relatively inactive department, but it can offer valuable benefits to those in need. It can help individuals become members of the association or arrange for ghost-written publications, which can be useful for advancing professional titles and careers. Consequently, these departments fall into the fourth tier. The fifth tier includes purely service-oriented, low-impact agencies, such as the Archives Bureau, the Veterans Affairs Bureau, the Administrative Service Center, the Talent Service Center, and some public institutions under functional departments. These agencies are focused on basic service roles and are far removed from the centers of power, dealing with less critical tasks. Positions in these departments usually offer few opportunities for career advancement or significant perks, often serving as routine, low-profile roles. With the details provided, you should now have a clearer picture of the power dynamics within grassroots authoritative departments in China. Even though leaders of various departments may hold the same administrative rank at the county level, their influence and career prospects can differ significantly. For example, the head of the Development and Reform Bureau wields far more influence and has better career prospects compared to the head of the Statistics Bureau. The impact and opportunities associated with these roles can vary greatly. However, this isn't always straightforward. Sometimes less prominent roles can serve as stepping stones for advancement. For example, if a leader wants to promote a young female official with limited experience, such as someone who has recently graduated from university, directly to an important department as a bureau chief, might face resistance and criticism. To navigate this, the leader might first assign her to a less high-profile position, such as the head of the Statistics Bureau. After gaining some experience and credibility in this role, she can then transition through other departments and eventually be promoted to a key position in a core government department. That's about it for now. For those outside the bureaucratic system, especially international viewers, it might be hard to understand why people fight so hard for these seemingly minor civil servant positions. In China's deeply rooted tradition of valuing officialdom, where survival can be challenging, many people see entering the bureaucratic system as one of the few viable paths. In a tough reality, securing even a modest role within the system can offer significant benefits. As the saying goes, acquire skills and knowledge to serve the ruling class. In China, even if you're a billionaire, you might not get the chance to dine with a small official from a minor county. In such cases, it's difficult not to feel a sense of awe and longing for power. If Chinese entrepreneurs were like their American counterparts, completely unconcerned with state governors or presidents, the dynamic would be different. In the US, it's the politicians who need to seek donations and endorsements from entrepreneurs during elections. When Chinese people gain more respect and opportunities, moving away from a fixation on government exams and official positions, it will mark a genuine shift in Chinese society. That will be the true beginning of hope for meaningful change. Thanks for watching and joining us on this journey to unveil China's many layers. If you found this video insightful, please give it a thumbs up, share it with others, and hit that subscribe button to stay updated. See you in the next video.